And so tell us, why is it so important that this community and community organizations be involved in providing and having Wi-Fi services?
It's very important. I was chair of the technology committee for many years in the city council. And with certainly the assistance of some of the people here today, and I'll talk about how great they are in a minute, we talked about how to get municipal Wi-Fi in the city of New York. We weren't able to make the entire city free Wi-Fi, but we are really excited here today in the partnership between City College and the Harlem Hospital, two great institutions. And Urban Technology has done a phenomenal job. What it means is that the individuals in the emergency room or out on the street can have free, accessible, fast Wi-Fi regularly, and God forbid there should be any kind of emergency, it will continue because it's a wonderful redundant backup system. So there are so many ways that we're excited to be here today.
You know, I'm excited that when there is an emergency, that when we have emergency preparedness, we have a whole team. WHCR is a major part of that emergency preparedness. How does Wi-Fi, how is it going to play a major part in being prepared in the event that there is a great emergency in the city?
Well, the issue is if there is an emergency at the hospital or some emergency where the generators go out, or there's some way that there's no Wi-Fi available because there's no connectivity, then this redundant system kicks in. It's there all the time, but it would kick in to be the backup. And the exciting part is it goes out into the street, it goes beyond the four walls of the hospital, and that is very accessible, it's reliable, it's good, you know, for people doing business while they're waiting in the hospital, people who need information, they can't necessarily get it at any of the institutions. And it's great to have these two great institutions working together.
You know, I think I'm in agreement, 100% agreement that Harlem Hospital, City College, WHCR, Wireless Technical Campus, the provider of Wi-Fi services, all working together to continue to provide Wi-Fi services. Now, one of the things that I do, and I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about this, but one is I'm very involved with anti-violence work, so is my organization, and so is Harlem Hospital as well. And we know that this area has been greatly affected by a lot of what has happened in the street related to violence. I'm thinking that when we're in the community, Wi-Fi services could be of great help when we're trying to provide some preventive services, when we're trying to provide some services to people who are in trauma. How do you see the Wi-Fi services working with people who are doing the anti-violence work in the community?
Well, a lot of young people, as we know, have some kind of a device. They may not have an iPad, they may not have a computer per se, but they have a phone, and they have some way of communicating. And so this Wi-Fi advice gives them something to make sure that they're always connected, whether or not they're paying a carrier. And a lot of young people don't pay a carrier. And so the fact of the matter is this would continue to enable them to be connected. I also say that I hope it gives all of us the impetus to get more young people to be part of this technology revolution.
Absolutely. Wonderful. I'm so glad that you said that. Because one of the things that we're trying to do, particularly in the Harlem community, is to continue to provide services to young people and get them more engaged in using technology to solve some of the issues that are systemic to the violence. Like there are things that young people, if they're more engaged in school, if they're more engaged in knowing where other resources are, like employment and training, that can all be done through the use of this Wi-Fi, wireless connection. And I think that that's very powerful. You know, and the hospital itself and Wireless Technical Campus and the school all working together to help support our young people is a powerful position for us. What do you project in the next couple of years in terms of technology in this community?
There's some wonderful things going on. First of all, just so you know, in my office, we put in capital money, $200,000 to City College to work on their technology and Wi-Fi. So people should know that. Second, there is a new Wi-Fi corridor. I don't know exactly how successful it is, being put in by the Economic Development Corporation on 125th Street, supposedly for free Wi-Fi.
Oh, right, yes. Yes, I know that they've been active. And Wireless Technical Campus has been the provider so far of the free Wi-Fi here in the hospital, if I'm correct.
Yes, and these two individuals standing with us are very special to that effort.
Right, and we hope to see that they stay a continued part.
Yes, they've been doing a lot of work at the New York City Housing Authority.
Yes.
And they have 400 some locations all across the 5 boroughs where they provided free, accessible, and they're one of the few of color's firms doing this, which is very important.
Can we expect that we'll see more of their participation in providing technology in this community?
I would love it. I've been supporting them from day one in the city council.
Absolutely, and you know, one of the things that they were informing me while they were prepping me for my interview with you was that your office had given them a citation or commendation, which they're very, very proud of. They wanted to make sure that I mentioned that Wireless Technical Campus has a commendation from Ms. Gale, Brewer, our Manhattan Borough President. I just want to make sure, just want to check in with the community and make sure that everyone knows we're talking with our Manhattan Borough President. And she's right here, Ms. Gale Brewer, who has not only been showing up in most places herself. Yesterday, I know that you participated in about 12 family days. Tell us a little bit about that, because one of the things that's attached to this, and I know we're talking about Wi-Fi, but most of those family days happened in housing developments. What did you see? How was the community coming along? How are the housing developments coming along as well?
Well, I think that the housing developments always have brick and mortar issues and apartment repair issues, of course, but I would love to see more of them have more connectivity.
Absolutely, because they can go online.
Yes.
And they can put in their complaints or needs.
And what I call urban technology should be doing this.
Thank you.
They should be doing this. And also it was a great day though for connectivity in terms of human beings with the leadership of the NYCHA development and the residents. So we need, this is very exciting today at Harlem Hospital and City College. But we need this kind of model to be everywhere in our city.
So we're looking at a model that can be replicated across the city to provide free Wi-Fi to those of us who may not be able to pay these huge bills, internet.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. And I was speaking to a high school class the other day, and I was trying to come up with interesting topics, and I wasn't doing too well. And then a teacher said, why don't you talk about free Wi-Fi, Gale? Oh my goodness. All the
kids loved it.
They loved it. They could not stop talking. They all had their hands up. So this is something that's very desired by young people in our city.
You know, and I think too, when we talk about education, our young people are not running in the libraries like we had to do. And a lot of information is provided on the internet. And to be able to have access to the internet actually supports our young people in their education. It supports our parents who want to be more involved in their schools and their child's education to be able to access information. And of course, when we talk about issues around the city, it's easy to report certain issues when we have Wi-Fi connectivity and to actually respond to certain things. So I really want to say thank you.
Thank you very much.
Really. Give Ms. Gale Brewer, our Manhattan Borough President, please. Give her some love. Thank you very much. And I want to thank you, our community, for being out here with us, and those in our listening audience, because we are broadcasting live. That Harlem does have a radio station. You're listening to WHCR 90.3 FM, and via the internet, we've been talking about Wi-Fi, WHCR.org.